welcome to Blaine High School for CTN's coverage of the Section 7 4A Girls Basketball Quarterfinals. The number 2 seeded Bengals host the number 7 seed Coon Rapids Cardinals. Joe Young, Howie Shapiro sideline for tonight's game. And Howie, these two teams met just last Friday, and what a contest. The Cardinals coming away with the big upset victory.
I'm sure obviously it was a shocker to the Bengals to lose that game, having won the previous by 26. But it'll be interesting tonight. This is the rubber game of the match, the most important game matchup between these two teams. And obviously Blaine's going to come out really with that attitude, said we cannot let that happen again.
Yeah, definitely that game is going to change how both teams come into tonight's contest. Blaine a little bit concerned, very fired up to prove that was a fluke. And on the flip side, the Cardinals come in with some confidence that they can beat this team, and that means they can do something special in this section tournament. A big part of the game for the Cardinals is inside. They have a three-headed monster underneath that is going to outsize most teams, and you can talk about any one of them.
You really can. We're going to talk about Ella George. She's made 16 points in that win over Blaine, averaging almost 9 points a game and 8 boards per game. And really what Coach Brewster talked to me about is that we have to eliminate that inside portion of the game. Not an easy thing to do with all the players, Jenny and Tomway and Post, and the ones they have underneath. But that's going to be the chore for Coon Rapids. They're going to continue, I think, to try to move the ball underneath and score from down low.
Well, and the Blaine Bengals have the leading scorer in the conference, and Coon Rapids did a little bit better job against her in the second half last week, but she still put up over 20 points.
Yeah, they held her to 6 points, but you can see why she's the leading scorer in this conference, and that's Kayla Bohr. She is so good, and she really takes this game over. She's very athletic. She loves to go to the inside to the paint. She also has a nice shot from outside the perimeter. Cardinals, again, I mean, she scored 21 points. They're going to have to limit her as best possible, but she's got a lot of players that are good pieces to this team.
Well, and they are the number 2 seed for a reason. They were dominant on this floor earlier in the season against the Coon Rapids Cardinals. They're hoping they can do the same. At the same time, Coon Rapids hoping to put on the glass slipper and take a run at the section brackets. The Bengals and the Cardinals take the court next on CTN. Nice hands, drives and scores. Just about ready to get this section tournament started. The number 7 seeded Cardinals here to tip off against the 2nd seed Bengals, and the Bengals only the 2nd seed and not the 1st seed with a bye because of that loss to Coon Rapids on Friday night.
Yeah, you know, and we talked touched a little bit about it in the opening, and this is a game that, you know, for the Cardinals, the game on Friday really was a game they so needed just to get that confidence that, you know, tough 3-win season, tough 2 at the time, as we see head coach Tom Wieko. So there was an important opportunity for them, because now they're coming back and they play the 2nd seeded Bengals. It gives them confidence. They know they can go out and they can defeat them.
Yeah, going into Friday's contest, the last game of the regular season, the Bengals held a slight edge over Andover in the QRF rankings, despite the Huskies being undefeated in play against section opponents. But with their victory and the Bengals loss to Coon Rapids, they got the number 1 seed and the bye. Allison Terry, an early steal for the Bengals, and Blaine gets to set up on offense.
Some of the things Coach Wieko talked about is limit turnovers and empty possessions, and on their first possession, they turn the ball over, and those are things, if they're going to stay in this game, they can ill afford.
Terry looking for a lane, finds one off the glass, won't fall. Rebound tipped to Benny Kalala. Kalala working across midcourt against Terry. High post for Nicole Post. Puts it on the floor, moving left, hands off to Henneman. Kalala
Dumps it into the post for Ella Georgie. Turns to the lane. Her shot off the mark. Garfield has the rebound. Garfield drops it off. Back to Haney for three. That won't fall. The rebound by Bohr, and then she turned it right back over to Ella Georgie.
Yeah, Bohr just lost possession of the basketball there, and again, a second chance opportunity for the Bengals.
Turnaround jumper for Georgie is off the back iron, and Terry will slowly turn up court for Blaine. And another turnover by the Bengals.
So a sloppy start to this game. Obviously, I'm sure a little bit of jitters really from both teams. This is section playoffs. They know whoever loses, their season is over.
Holland trying to hand it off. That was broken up. Holland able to recover. Gets it to Kalala high on the right side. Henneman in the corner. And another turnover by Coon Rapids as Kalala tried to bounce feed Howland to the baseline.
Well, the Bengals did have an 8-point lead at the break in that matchup on Friday night over at Coon Rapids. And
turn three-pointer for Garfield is good, and the Bengals start to score it. Full court pressure from Allison Terry against Kalala, runs around it. Into the corner. Henneman's 17-footer is off the mark. Almost had her own rebound, but then taken by Terry. And Terry pressured by Henneman down court. Into the corner. Schmidt back up top. Garfield to Haney at the top of the key. Left side for Terry. Into the post for Bohr. Back out. Haney thought about the shot, then looked for some room. Dumps it off for Garfield. Gets around some defense. Bohr will get the putback.
That time the Cardinals didn't get a chance to use their size as Bohr able to clean up the miss and get the 2 points. 5-0 Bengals.
More full court pressure from Blaine. Kalala across the timeline. Working against Terry to the paint. Kicks it out. Able to recover is Henneman. Out to Georgie for three. That's in and out. The rebound by Garfield.
One of the things Coach Bruce Dorn said, really in his keys, Joe, is that everything that they did not do successfully on Friday night, that are their 4 keys. And stay out of foul trouble, which they did early, and really hit their free throws, which they did not do against Coon Rapids.
Yeah, big part of their second half struggles were those foul troubles.
Well, Coach Bruce Dorn said his defense did not talk much against Coon Rapids on Friday night, and he says that is definitely going to be one of the biggest changes here, the communication between the Bengal players. It has to be loud, and they have to know exactly what page they're on, what they're doing.
Bengals with the win on the possession error off the tie-up will set the offense in the half court. High post, Bohr into the paint. Off the glass and in. And a timeout, Coon Rapids.
Yeah, they're... Coach Wico's going to call a timeout here, and probably a pretty smart one, down 7-0 here early on, and he wants to make sure these girls are on their same page. And the only thing I'm concerned about for Coon Rapids, and we'll see as this game unfolds, was Friday their big game of the year. That their win. Can they carry that momentum over, or will they go back to the team that has trouble keeping leads and digging out a hole? So I know that this is a great timeout for Coach Wico, just to talk about the fundamentals and where he wants his team to be.
Well, and they should also have the confidence that they can not only beat this team, but come back against this team as they did in the second half on Friday night. There's a look at the full bracket. Andover gets the bye and will face the winner of Cambridge Isani Anoka. The winner of this one will face either Forest Lake or Duluth East. Full court defense giving Cardinals some trouble. This one kicked out. Georgie for three. It's short. The rebound by Haney.
Yeah, those shots were dropping for Georgie in that first contest Friday night.
Garfield thought about it, but then reconsiders. Yeah, she had a couple of big three-pointers as part of that 16-point effort on Friday night. Able to force that pass through. 3-point for Garfield is good again.
And Garfield had 16 points in that loss to Coon Rapids. Another turnover by the Cardinals.
And the first foul of the game will go against Benny Kalala. Rowan Tom and Jenny and Tombwe will check in for substitutions for either team. Bohr along the baseline, watched by Holland. Spins back, blocked by Post, but fouled, and will get 2 shots. Holland will pick up the foul.
So that would be her first, obviously, and team second. We talked about Kayla Bohr, the leading scorer in the conference, averaging a little over 19 points a contest.
Not able to stick the second. It's a 10-0 lead. Or 11-0 lead. And Tombwe trying to keep possession, but it ends up in the hands of Anna Garfield running the other way. Bohr in the paint, left-hander rolls home.
And that's what they like to do. And Coach Bruce Dorn said, you know, we're not going to settle for those outside shots, although they've been successful here. Well, we're going to try and get inside more tonight. And you saw there, good job by Bohr to get that bucket.
Macy Holland with a look. It won't fall. The rebound by Schmidt. Troubled underneath, but got it to Haney, and Haney quickly to the other end, leaves it off. Garfield thought about it, steps in, kicks it back now for Allison Terry. And Terry will take a look. Left side for Garfield. Schmidt to the baseline, and she is bumped before the pass. Coon Rapids, 3 relatively quick fouls in succession here. This one's going to go against Grace Henneman. Sid Kerr will check in. Garfield a 3 from the corner. This time it won't fall. Post has the rebound. And Rowan Tom will lead the charge ahead to Henneman. Into the paint with speed. That shot won't fall either. And Tombwe able to finally get the Cardinals on the board on the putback.
Yeah, you know, and Jenny's played so well. She had a dozen, I believe a dozen off the bench on Friday night. And she's really a force under there.
Garfield in the lane, traveled. And the Bengals with their first substitution, Lexi Imdeek will check in. Post will hand off to Tom. Tom, left side. Tombwe in the post, up out to Sid Kerr. Wanted the 3, but Imdeek got there quickly, and the Cardinals turn it back over. Allison Terry for the Bengals, right side, Garfield. Back and to Imdeek on the left side. Her pass taken away by Sid Kerr. Pass inside, knocked away by Garfield and pushed ahead by Schmidt. Bohr on the run, and she is fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2 more. This one's going to go against Nicole Post.
And again, just using her quickness and her strength to get to the basket. You're going to see the infraction there. It's going to hamper her shot, but Kayla Bohr is a good player, and she's going to get an opportunity from the stripe.
Bohr and Garfield doing all the damage thus far for the Bengals. Bohr has 9 of their 15 points. Garfield the other 6. And Latasia Franklin checks in for Blaine.
Yeah, Franklin had a nice game.
Schmidt nearly had a steal. Cardinals able to recover. Hetwer a 3 from the corner. That won't fall. Post has the rebound. That won't go. Haney comes up with it for Blaine. Back to Garfield in the paint. Turns. Shot won't fall. Rebound out of bounds to the Cardinals. Kylie Hetwer across midcourt to Sid Kerr. Kerr steps up. Toe on the line. Shot in and out anyhow. MD has the rebound for Blaine.
Yeah, they're just not getting their shots to fall. Empty possessions, and that's what Coach Wico talked about.
Haney for 3. That's off the mark, and Tomboy an easy rebound.
That was a rainbow. Well, the Cardinals just can't get discouraged. They just have to come down, run their offense, and try and chip away at this lead.
Rowan Tom looking for entry. Finds it. Off the glass. Won't fall. And Tomboy got the rebound and will go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, that time you saw Jenny use her strength underneath the basket to get that rebound or get that opportunity from the line as she's trying to get that miss and go back up, see if she can get the bucket.
Haney called on the infraction, and Tomboy's first off the mark. Able to make the second one count.
Stops on defense are so important for Coon Rapids here in this stage of the game.
Hetwer got a hand in the passing late, and Tomboy scrambles for it on the floor. Post down there with her. Ball finally scooped up by Imdeek. Shot off the mark, but this one's going to be out of bounds off Coon Rapids.
Yep. How did Bohr miss? Oh, no, that wasn't Bohr. I thought that's was Bohr.
Part of the reason.
That was,
This was Imdeek.
Yeah.
Pass punched away by Ntombwe. Cardinals trying to transition. Hetwer in some trouble. She's fouled. It's going to go against Imdeek.
Yeah, great start to that play by Jenny Ntombwe. She's able to poke that past her, trying to work inside.
Oh, they call it against Madison Haney, her second. Jade Bryant will get onto the floor for the first time for Blaine. Inbound goes to Rowan Tom. Kerr for 3. That's off the glass and in.
That's a big three-pointer for Coon Rapids and Sid Kerr. They're able to cut the lead to 15-6. I mean, they need possessions like that, Joe. They're going to get back into this game.
Wasn't the prettiest, but
it doesn't matter. It went through.
He'll take it. That pass through the hands of Imdeek, and Coon Rapids gets another turnover.
See, and this is what they have to do. They have to turn turnovers into offense.
Hetwer looking for room inside, gets the shot off, gets the foul, will go to the line to shoot 2.
That was a Garfield, her first, team's third. But again, kind of Hetwer does a nice job of just make something happen and allow herself to get to the line, see if she can earn a couple.
First one a little short. Schmidt going to check back in for the Bengals. Georgie back on the floor for Coon Rapids. And that one rims out. Bohr the rebound, hands off to Garfield. A 15-6 lead for the home team. The Bengals the number 2 seed. Bohr drives, scores, plus the foul.
I mean, and again, good body control. Didn't take that extra step to get to the rim. She did a nice job of making sure she controlled herself and kept possession of the ball. And then followed it up with a nice shot, able to go through and choose an opportunity for a three-point play.
Ella Georgie picking up her first personal of the contest.
Already, 5 team fouls on the cards.
And Bohr in double digits with a dozen.
Yeah, I think she had 15 in the first half on Friday
I believe
night.
that is correct. 15 in the first, 6 in the second. Three-pointer for Kerr, well off the mark, but Hetwer all alone. The rebound bounces around and out, and last touch by Georgie. Bengal ball.
Well, the Bengals are going to do whatever in their power not have a repeat of Friday night. They did, like we talked about, they did have the lead at the break, but fell apart a little bit in that second half.
Three-pointer hard off the back iron for Bryant. Rebound by the Bengals, though. Terry into Bohr against Georgie underneath. The reverse is good.
Lead is 14. That's how many points Kayla Bohr has so far in this first half. Still plenty of time, 7:30 remaining till the break.
Tom working against Friedrich. Back to the left side. Pass taken away by Terry. Friedrich had it poked away, but right to Terry. A three-pointer on the way for Bryant. That won't go. Rebound batted around, controlled by Ntambwe. Under 7 left in the first half. Hetwer for 3. That's off the mark. Rebound and put back by Georgie.
Yeah, and that's just a breakdown defensively for the Bengals, allowing Ella Georgie to be all alone underneath the basket, and Georgie did a good job, make sure she got the bucket. 12-point lead for the Bengals.
Bohr scores despite the contact and no foul.
Yeah, she's unconscious right here early in this game. Pretty much what she throws up will drop.
16 of the Bengals, 22. Garfield has the other 6 on a pair of three-pointers. Schmidt going to pick up her second. Away from the ball, working against Ntambwe.
Madison Schmidt, the Athena Award winner for Blaine this season.
Very admirable, and definitely congratulations to her.
You bet.
Inbound over the top to Georgie. Working against Bohr, hands it off. Ntambwe. Back to Kalala. Georgie back to Ntambwe. Can't get past Schmidt to get the bucket. Garfield recovers and heads up court. Bohr had it poked by Kalala, recovers, gets it back to Terry. Terry to Garfield now. And that's a travel by Friedrich. A little more than 2/3 of the way through this half, though, and neither team into the bonus. That certainly was not the case last week.
Definitely not.
At this point in the first half. Three-pointer by Kerr is off the mark. Bengals the rebound, push down court too far for Friedrich, and a turnover right back to the Cardinals.
Head coach Chris Bruce Stewart talked to him a little before the game. I said, I'm sure the girls were not pleased with their effort on Friday night. He said, nope. He says, we've changed some things that we're going to do here this evening and just get back to our game. But just most importantly, learn from those mistakes.
Well, they've played a lot more full court pressure defense. Kerr, an open look for three, in and out, and Tomboy, the rebound, gets the foul on Schmidt. That's going to be her third.
Yeah, we'll probably see her sit the rest of this half with three, if that's what they call. Yep.
Oh, maybe it's
no,
only
it's
her
Madison
second.
Schmidt. It's her second. Yep.
Tomboy able to hit the first. She will go take a seat. Franklin will check back in. Tomboy's second off the mark. Terry has the long rebound. And a steal, Hetworth. Gets it to Kalala. Kalala finds some room and scores off the glass.
Benny, just a nice athletic move getting to the bucket. The lead is cut in half.
Garfield tried to get it back to Franklin, but turned back over to the Cardinals. Kalala kicks it out. Kerr for three. This one's good.
Yeah, and again, it's Coon Rapids. They have to make those opportunities count. When Blaine turns the ball over, they have to come down and score. All of a sudden, it's an 8-point game.
Garfield to the baseline, pulls up and scores. Still, she and Bohr are the only Bengals on the score sheet. Pass just out of the reach. Georgie able to recover, though, and scores underneath.
The Cardinals certainly don't want to trade buckets with the Bengals at this time. They want to continue to get stops. But you see a little better sign offensively for Coon Rapids here in the last number of minutes.
Garfield finds her way into the lane and scores. And she's into double digits.
Yeah, and I'm sure Coach Brewster loves the output from those two players, but would like a little more contribution from some other young ladies.
At the same time, go with what works.
Absolutely.
And Tomboy lost on the switch, but picked up nicely by Garfield, who got the block. Bengals will get it back out of bounds.
Returning for the Bengals, number 22, Lexi Cadet.
Inbound, chase back into the backcourt by Tomboy. Lost the handle, got it to Kerr in the corner. Up top, Georgie hands off to Kalala. Kalala, nice little move to find some room. Got it to Tomboy, shot won't go. Second attempt will get a foul and will go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, and again, in a situation down by 10 here, convert these two free throws. You'd love, again, to keep that lead under double digits when you go to break. There's 2:40 remaining.
Kalala able to hit them both. Garfield, the top of the key, working against Kerr. Finds a little bit of room, and she's bumped by Kerr. Last foul to give for Coon Rapids.
That's the team's sixth. Cardinal bench was looking for a walk.
Garfield, enough room, takes a 3 and nails it.
Yeah, Anna Garfield did a nice job of just stepping out and creating plenty of space. The 3-point was a long one, but she left nothing to imagination. She dropped that one. 29-18.
She scored the last 7 for the Bengals. 13 for her, 16 for Bohr, 29 for the Bengals. 3-pointer for Georgie, well off the mark. Hetwer nearly able to steal it back from Garfield, but Imdeek gets it ahead to Bohr. She pulls up, long 2. Shot won't go. Rebound out of bounds off in Tombwe. Blaine ball.
Yeah, and Kayla Bohr kind of faded away. She thought she had that. Under 2 minutes.
Bengals working the perimeter. Terry back to Imdeek. Left side for Franklin. Up top, Allison Terry. To Bohr. Turns inside. Finds enough room and scores again.
18 points in the first half for Kayla Bohr.
Ella Georgie up top. Kalala turns, Kerr for 3. That one will not fall. Terry gets the long rebound, lost it, but handed right back to her by Latasia Franklin. Left side for MD. Bohr to Franklin underneath, and she scores. First one not named Bohr or Garfield on the board, and there's less than a minute to go in this opening half. And then the pass tipped away, so we'll stay Coon Rapids ball.
The Bengal student body didn't think so. They thought it went off the Cardinals, but definitely off one of the Bengal players.
15-point lead for Blaine, their largest of this first half. There's 49 seconds left, and that pass out of the reach of Georgie, and the Cardinals turned it over. Franklin inside, that shot won't go. Nearly tipped home by Terry, but recovered by Ntambwe. Kalala on the run, shot won't fall. Terry takes it and sprints behind the defense and gets a foul at the other end. She'll go to the line and shoot 2. Kylie Hetwer, the guilty party.
Well, she had about a half a step on Hetwer and obviously could not finish, but you're going to see Hetwer close. Got the contact, altered her shot, and she'll have to earn it from the stripe.
Terry able to roll home the first. Second one won't fall, and Ella Georgie has the rebound. Hetwer drives, tried to kick it out. It was deflected. Bohr ahead to Terry, blocked out of bounds by Ntambwe.
Yeah, good hustle by Jenny to get back in it and just to avoid that sure basket. It's a nice pass down. There she go.
Good patience.
Yeah, good patience. Got
too.
all ball, obviously.
Then just continued on to go get it from the other end of the gymnasium.
She hustles, like you.
Yeah. Only if there are donuts at the other end of the...
Donuts or pizza.
Pizza's pretty good.
I like pizza.
Imdeek, a 3-pointer. That's off the mark. Gets it back, throws it up before the buzzer, but it won't fall. Still, Bengals going to the locker room up by 16 at 34-18. We'll take a break. Be back with more from the Bengal Barn after this.
Is my 2020 census data safe? After sending your census response, your personal information is kept safe. By law, it can't be shared with any other government agency, law enforcement, or landlord. No one. So take your 2020 census with peace of mind. Shape your future. Start here. Visit 2020census.gov.
Welcome back to Blaine High School. You're watching CTN's presentation of 7-4A Section 7. I'm sorry, 7-4A girls high school basketball. I'm here with head coach Tom Wico. Down 34-18. A little different situation than Friday night. You talked about empty possessions and you talked about turnovers. A lot of those in the first half.
Yeah, we're too many just careless turnovers right now, and we're just not executing on offense. Defensively, we got to do a better job because they're getting to the basket, and we need to be able to stop that.
Slow start to start this first half. Obviously, you do not want that to happen in the second half. What's your message to the girls going in?
I think, one, we need to take care of the ball. Two, we need to match their energy that they're bringing because we're not doing that right now.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. We're going to take a quick break. Back with highlights right after this.
Shakes the man off, cuts back, and he's behind the defense. Throwing long, looking end zone. Back at Blaine High School, the Bengals enjoying a 16-point lead as we get to the break. Kayla Bohr, no question, is a talented player, and the Cardinals have rolled trouble with her in the first half. 15 points in the first half on Friday night, 18 points. Matches how many the Cardinals scored as a team in that first half.
Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of troubles all over the court, obviously turning the ball over, coming away empty, as Coach Wico had talked about. And you could see or hear the frustration in his voice. And this is definitely a different game and a different feel to the game than it was Friday night.
Yeah, they definitely brought the pressure on defense, and they cranked up the intensity on offense. They have been pushing the court and pushing the pace, and it helps when you get a couple of girls going. Anna Garfield had 13 points in that first half for the Bengals, sank a couple of three-pointers. Cardinals finally, after a very slow start, able to kind of chip away and get that lead whittled down, but then the Bengals respond and get right back in front. The Bengals had 31 points on the board before someone other than Kayla Bohr or Anna Garfield scored a point, but they have a huge lead. They don't really need anybody to do the scoring at this point.
Well, we'll get a chance to chat hopefully with Coach Bruce Stewart and right after this, and we'll talk about those things because he said these are the things that we need to do to correct what happened on Friday night, and I think his squad has definitely done that.
Well, they have definitely answered the call. They're up big at the break, 34-18, the halftime lead for the Blaine Bengals. The winner moves on to the semifinals. The losers' season comes to an end. We have much more from Blaine High School after this on CTN.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/therightseat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
Back at Blaine High School, we're at the half, 34-18, Section 7 4A playoffs, girls high school basketball. Coach Chris Bruce Stewart. Coach, a lot of things different from that first matchup on Friday night. Outside of maybe some turnovers, you got to be pleased with the girls output in that first half.
Yeah, I think we're getting more aggressive to the rim and getting the ball inside, and that opens up the rim a little bit better for us. So that's kind of our go-to.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second. Back to Joe.
Thank you, Howie. We're ready to get this second half underway. Coon Rapids able to pull off a come-from-behind victory in the second half on Friday night, but only trailing at that point by 8. Here, the deficit twice as large, 16 points. They trail the Bengals. Garfield able to poke it away from Kalala a couple of times, and both times able to recover, and Garfield gets a hand in on a pass. Bengals get the turnover on the run. No foul called as Bohr takes a hard fall after the miss. Garfield to Bohr in the middle. Bohr going at post, gets the foul, will go to the line and shoot 2.
Now she'll get an opportunity from the stripe, and again after that miss down low. That's post second, team first here.
Bohr able to get the roll. And she gets the roll both times. Macy Holland high on the right side. Up top, Grace Henneman. Henneman working against Garfield. Kicks it back to Holland. Holland will fake, looking for room. Baseline, won't find it. And a timeout by the Cardinals. Very early here in the second half.
Well, you know, and I think obviously what the Cards want to do here in the second half is get stops up and you know, really execute their offense. But more importantly, they have to get those stops on defense to get back into this game. And I think Coach Lico decided, hey, we're going to talk about this early on. Say this is what I need done from you guys, and
when every possession is so important.
Absolutely.
He obviously didn't see. He saw something he didn't like, or didn't see what he wanted to see in that offensive setup. And for the Bengals, doing exactly what they wanted to start second. They got on the board. They got good pressure on the ball every time the Cardinals try to move.
As the Cardinals talk what they want to do here. Down by 18.
Pass taken away by Haney. Haney on the run and scores.
You know, Haney sensed that there was a player behind her, and she did a really nice job of adjusting so she would be able to get a nice shot off.
Macy Holland down low, gets it to Ella Georgie in the post. Double team is coming. Georgie turns, scores off the glass.
Georgie has a half a dozen.
And then a bad pass by the Bengals turns it back over. Kalala forces one up on the baseline, won't go. Bohr has the rebound. And will hand it back for Haney to bring up court. Garfield. It's probably the most room she's had to shoot all night, and she's so confused that She was
She
that
didn't know what to do
open,
with it.
she decided to step inside and find some pressure. Bohr will take the 17-footer and hit it.
She has 22. She had 21 in the game on Friday night in the loss. Already 22.
Pass tipped away out of bounds. Bengals will keep, or Cardinals will keep it. Inbound to Georgie. Her shot is good.
Yeah, you know, nice job by Ella Georgia just to go towards the rim and use her size to get that bucket.
Haney on the right side. Back up top to Allison Terry. Right side for Haney. Looks to the baseline. Tipped away, but off of Haney, out of bounds. Georgie turns and shoots. Shot won't go. Posts the rebound. Follow won't go. Rebound tip to Bohr, and Bohr is on the run around Henneman and off the glass for the score.
Yeah, she makes that one look easy, and again, a good opportunity for the Cardinals. Just a tough miss inside by Post.
And Allison Terry jumps in the lane. Bengals have the numbers, takes it, and gets called for the charge.
Yeah,
that was positioning by Grace Henneman.
Let's watch underneath his Henneman. Now, feet moving a little bit, but we'll take the call.
Coach Brewston wanted a little bit of an explanation, and Kalala right side for Holland. Into the corner post, back to Holland. Holland, an open look, will take the three. The shot's off the mark. Rebound tip. Kalala had it momentarily on the floor. Schmidt and Georgie tie up. Possession arrow favors Blaine.
Well, good hands inside. Just make sure that they knew they had possession. If they just held that ball, they would be able to start this opportunity off.
Garfield driving to the paint, gets a foul, and will go to the line to shoot two.
Call that on Care, I believe. That's her second, team second.
Garfield gets her first points here of the second half. She's got 15 in the game. Terry nearly got to that passing lane again. A foul away from the ball. It's offensive. Going to be called against Post as Garfield ended up on the floor.
That's her third, team third.
So the Bengals get into some foul trouble in Friday night's meeting. Nobody in foul trouble for Blaine. The Coon Rapids starting to rack up some fouls. Kalala picking up her second. Team's fourth already. We're only 3.5 minutes into this. Four and a half minutes into this second half.
And Tomway into the game for Post is going to take a seat on the bench with her 3 personal fouls.
Garfield for 3. This time it won't fall. The rebound out of bounds. It'll be Cardinal ball. Kerr in the left corner, guarded by Garfield. Gets to the lane, throws it up, shot won't go, and Tomboy tied up with Schmidt. Schmidt is going to be called for the travel, and it'll be Coon Rapids ball.
Yeah, Schmidt falling to the floor, obviously just couldn't control without being called for the walk.
And when you're up 22, it's easy to shake off turnovers.
It is.
Inbound goes to Kerr, right back underneath to Georgie alone. She scores.
You know, and that's what Coon
A
Rapids
rare
did.
breakdown on defense for the Bengals tonight.
Their defense is playing at a different level than it did against Friday night. And they knew they had to limit that inside game of Coon Rapids.
Haney, high arcing shot inside is good. Steal by Garfield. She's alone on the break, and she left it short. Terry gets the rebound, though, and missed that. Got it again. And that is the kind of thing that coaches cringe over. Not only do you give up a 2-on-0, but off the missed layup, you give up 2 more opportunities.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Cardinals, they weren't hurt by that. They will retain possession on this tie-up, but nice steal there. And I'm sure she'd love to have that back. That's about as easy as a basket as you're going to get. You're not troubled from behind, and you're right under the rim.
Tom gets it right back to Holland on the right sideline. Cross court, Kylie Hetworth to the baseline. Able to fling it back where Tomboy recovers. Georgie for 3. That one won't fall. Rebound punched and controlled by Imdike.
Yeah, Georgie's just not feeling it from outside like she was on Friday night. She just can't get that shot to drop.
Bohr throws it up and in.
She's pretty good.
She's all right.
Yeah, she's not bad. I like watching her game. I like watching her play.
Holland on the right wing will put it on the floor. Double team comes. Georgie, a 17-foot jumper is good. She's the only one that scored for the Cardinals so far in this second half.
She has a dozen.
Garfield blocked. Rebound controlled by Holland. And Tomboy turns, is fouled, and will go to the line and shoot 2.
Is that Bohr?
It is. It'll be her first.
You know, and she's one of the players that got into foul trouble early in that game. And oh, they're going to call it on Madison Schmidt.
Oh, that's her 3rd then.
Returning from Blaine, number 15, Tasia Franklin.
Tomboy able to hit both. Schmidt on the left side for Blaine. Inside to Franklin. Got behind Holland and scored.
Yeah, and they did a nice job just getting it. They kind of muscled that pass inside to her, and she was able to make it happen from down low. She has 4.
Tom for 3. It's off the mark. Rebound off of Schmidt out of bounds.
Checking in for the Bengals, number 2, Anna Smith.
Anna Smith in for Blaine now. Holland, quick 3 off the mark, and Tomboy tied up by Franklin. Good athletic move by Latasia Franklin to reach around, avoid the foul, tie it up, and get the ball back for her Bengals.
They had a nice lead at the break, and they were going to make sure that they opened it up here in the second half.
Anna Smith lost it out of bounds. 10 minutes remaining, second half. It's a 22-point lead for the second-seeded Bengals. Imdyke will be called for the foul.
Yeah, Imdyke a little surprised on that call, but she got a piece. Got a little piece, a little contact.
Inbound nearly taken away by Garfield, but Hetwer recovers, takes the three. It's short. Holland the rebound. That one won't go. And Tombwe tried to force it up. It was knocked away. Ball still loose. Haney recovers. Haney on the run, kicks it out. Imdyke, a jump shot is short. Rebound by Georgie. Holland for three. That won't fall. Only Bengal jerseys underneath. Garfield hands off to Haney and then gets it back and will slow down. Timeout, Bengals.
Well, a healthy lead for Blaine with 9:18 remaining, 50-28 in favor of the Bengals. And most of the damage has been done by this young lady.
Kayla Moore is pretty good.
She does a nice job either outside the perimeter or inside. Very strong. Able to create shots for herself and good body control. You see there just a nice job of splitting the defense. 24 points.
24 points.
That's pretty good.
And we still got 10 minutes to play.
Yep.
And she'll be checking back in at the end of this timeout. Cardinal fans would love something to cheer about.
Yes,
they
they
have
would.
not seen a lot of positives.
You are correct, Mr. Yen. Bohr back in the game.
A very infrequent statement.
I like to point it out when it happens, though.
That makes me feel good. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's nice that someone noticed.
Oh, I have all the faith in the world in you.
Allison Terry will inbound for the Bengals. Garfield gets into the paint, drops it off. Kayla Bohr will score.
And again, nice feed. The defense comes in, kind of collapses to the middle, and Bohr's there on the wing all alone. 28 points.
And Tomboy on the run, able to get it home. She's into double digits.
Yep, she has 10. Georgie has a dozen. Of the Cardinal, 30 points.
Kayla Bohr just going to take the three. It's way off the mark. Imdyke stepped on the line before going after that one, so. Full court pressure continues for the Bengals, up 22 with 8.5 to play. And Tomboy underneath. Hetwer spins, shoots, scores.
Hetwer with a nice move, athletic, able to spin away and create space for herself. Her first points of the contest.
Nice fake by Garfield, gets to lane, shot won't fall, rebound controlled underneath by Ntombwe.
I mean, that was too easy, fortunately, for the Cardinals that Garfield wasn't able to convert.
Pass through the hands of Henneman. It might have been deflected a little bit by, I'm not sure if it was Allison Terry, but one of the Bengal players got into that passing lane and may have deflected it. Imdyke down low. Had it knocked away out of bounds by Hetwer. A bit of extracurriculars underneath. Fake by Haney, finds room, takes the three and hits it.
Yeah, and she had plenty of room to take that shot.
Henneman needs help. Got it to Tomway, back to Henneman. Shot off the mark. Imdyke the rebound, leaves it to Haney. And Haney up court for Caleb Bohr. To the paint. And that is another charge drawn by Grace Henneman.
A good defensive play by Henneman. That's a tough cover right there, as she's able to keep her feet on the ground and pick up the charge.
Hetwer lost the handle. Bengals able to recover. Haney on the run. Gets the roll. Tomway back to Tom. Pass knocked away. Latasia Franklin drives and scores.
Yeah, again, just breakdown in defense. Coach Wico's going to call timeout with 6:16 remaining, 59-32 in favor of the Bengals. Quite the different atmosphere and game than it was at Coon Rapids on Friday night.
Howie, there's this new invention I keep hearing about. It's called the internet.
The intranet. And hey, look, we're on it.
On the internet is something called YouTube.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, if you go to the YouTube, you can see you and I don't know if that's where they get that from, but it's really clever. I mean, the name, I don't know who thought of that, but it's definitely worth checking out.
It's YouTube because you is on the tube.
It's amazing. It's amazing. But you can watch us on the YouTube.
The YouTube.
Check out what we do
.coms.
at CTN Studios.
Or CTN Coon Rapids.
Or CTN
whichever
Coon
you
Rapids.
prefer. Should get you there. I do particularly like that I can get it with my Xfinity remote. I can get YouTube.
Yes.
And Tomway inside. That shot won't go. Franklin has the rebound. Hetwer nearly at a steal, but recovered by Haney. Haney drives and blocked by Henneman. Bohr throws one up off balance and out thrown behind the defense. Hetwer alone, and she is fouled by Franklin. She'll go to line and shoot two.
There, see it again. And quick downfield defense. That was a nice defensive play. Franklin gets it, but it was a nice job getting back there, making her earn those points from the line.
That we're able to hit them both. But a 25-point lead for the Bengals. Terry gets across midcourt, tied up by Henneman. Good defense stepping up at the right time, and good hands by Grace Henneman.
Yeah, Grace has done a nice job of defensively. And she's troubled the Bengals a little bit. Doing a good job out there on that defensive end.
Latasia Franklin reaching around, and Tomway picks up another foul. Her third. High post, Georgie turns to face up against Bohr, hands off, Henneman has open room and hits the jump shot.
Yeah, Grace does a nice job able to stop and pop and get the bucket.
Haney will slow things down for the Bengals.
Bohr's been sitting on 28 points for a while. I think they want to get her to 30. We'll see if she comes out.
Haney draws a double team. Coach Brewston calls the timeout.
Yeah, he saw the little bit of trouble there to make sure that they retain possession of the basketball, uses a timeout.
Well, and as well as things have gone for them in this game, they want everything to go perfectly because they know the road only gets more difficult moving forward.
Playing a little Fresh Prince of Bel-Air here at the gym. Everybody rocking out, including Joe and I. We're just young at heart. Or dorks, I'm not sure which. Probably a little both. As always, Red's in the house. He's on YouTube. He's looking at YouTube.
Also looking for something to cheer about.
Yes.
This one has been all Bengals from the very beginning. As we talked about, the Bengals definitely would come out feeling like they had something to prove, and I think they've proven themselves.
I think so as well.
Henneman gets a hand in, tips it away from Haney out of bounds. Garfield kicks it to the corner for Franklin. Troubled by Ntambwe up top for Haney. Down to 4 minutes remaining. Haney able to get it in some traffic and will bring it back out.
A smart play, just steps back out, sets the offense up again.
Garfield, the lane, tried to get it to Terry and turned it over. Henneman to Ntambwe, working against Franklin, tried to spin, and she traveled.
Yep.
Henneman got a hand in, and there it's tied up by Kalala.
Cardinals trying to force that turnover.
Inbound goes to Garfield, pressured by Hetwer all the way up court. Leaves it off. Franklin an open look, and she scored.
Yeah, he had a couple players on the wings, and Franklin does a nice job of converting, 61-36.
Henneman runs to the corner, stops up, cross court, taken away by Haney. Haney tied up with Hetwer, and Hetwer took a hard tumble to the floor, a little slow to get up.
Yeah, seems to be okay. She's tough. See it again.
Called for the foul.
Well, she got the worst of that one. She kind of got a push off by Haney. When you played at Chickasaw Valley Community College, did you ever wear the sleeves?
Chickasaw. Now I had a community college basketball
Well,
career.
just for that one short season. Yeah.
I was in town playing for the local AAA affiliate at that time.
Yeah, you had a little eligibility left and played that one. Maybe it's more like a half season.
It was just a rehab and injury before baseball. Allison Terry's pass is partially deflected. I thought the Garfield got a hand on it after it was deflected, but they're going to bring in a bunch of subs.
Yep.
Give some girls a chance to get some playing time in the section tournament. The win all but assured up 25 with 2:20 to play. Bryant is fouled and will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. Grace Henneman will be called for the infraction.
Jay Bryant shoots 101 for the Bengals.
Bryant hits the first and earns the second.
Well, the flow of emotions, you go from a Friday night to a Wednesday night, very different for that Coon Rapids bench.
Second one will not fall. Georgie turns, shot won't fall, and Tomboy the rebound, and she'll be fouled by Anna Smith. That'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Tomboy.
And now we're gonna get 5 more substitutes ready to come in for the Bengals.
Wholesale changes.
Yeah.
The Cardinals are going to put in some subs as well. Kate Severson into the contest. Holland back on the floor. Honesty Wilburn also in. And Honesty, kind of a cool story. She's a senior. Had a bad knee injury and rehabbed it. They weren't sure she was going to be able to play again before the end of high school, but she did. Was able to come back, get cleared before this last season, spent the season playing JV. Gets a little varsity time right here at the end of the section tournament, and that's kind of a cool deal.
It's a very cool deal.
And Tomboy hits both. Cardinals get it right back, and Tomboy's shot won't fall. Rebound controlled by the Bengals. Schloman into the front court, back for Halseth. Grace Halseth, right side for Molly Garber. And a foul is going to be called, and Garber will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1.
Macy Holland with her second.
At the line for the Bengals, Molly Garber shoots 101.
Can't hit the front end. Rebound by Tomboy. You know, a tough way for the season to end, especially after getting that high note against the Bengals. So it knocked away out of bounds by Halseth. But this is a team that, for the Cardinals, that they have a lot to look forward to.
They're young.
A
They
really
only won
strong
just a couple
junior
seniors.
class. And they're your 2 seniors. You know, Honesty Wilburn getting some time on the floor. Grace Henneman holding back the tears on the bench.
Yeah.
She's been a big cog in this
She has.
program for a number of years, so hard to see that career come to an end. But overall, this team has a lot of young talent and a lot of potential moving forward.
They really do, and it has been a tough year for them, but it's been a learning experience too for a lot of these young ladies, and an opportunity for them to take that as they progress and continue their career.
Severson able to hit the first and earn the second.
Returning from the Bengals, number 11, Grace Halstead.
Second one won't go. And the rebound controlled by Marina Lafreniere.
That looked like a carry.
Nah.
Let him play. Under a minute.
Kicked out. Severson thought about the shot, goes to the baseline and scores.
Kate Severson.
Garber drives to the paint, gets the foul, will go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah.
Nearly got the roll in a possible three-point play. Got her entire bench up off their seats.
Yes, they were.
It was a nice move to get to the lane. Garber, just a freshman.
Returning from Blaine 2.26.20, Danielle Davis.
Well, Van Sluten, who's on the floor, also a freshman. Lafreniere, also a freshman. And Garber able to get it to roll in. Severson, a little fake. Another baseline jumper is good.
A nice little soft shot for her. That's going to do it, and Blaine will advance with a 20-point win, 63-43, and the Cardinals season, unfortunately for them, come to an end.
Yeah, and it was, they came in with high hopes after what they were able to do on Friday night. Unfortunately for them, their season comes to an end. And the Bengals came out and really, from the opening tip, brought a lot of intensity and pressure.
Yes.
Especially on the defensive end and a high tempo on the offensive end. And they just ran away with this one.
They really did, and they knew that win or that loss at Coon Rapids was disappointing for the program because we talked about it. Did it take them out of a bye? But nonetheless, they're going to go on and continue to play.
They will get the winner of Duluth East and Forest Lake in the semifinal round, and it will end the Cardinals season with a 3-26 record. But again, we talk about it as a growing season, first season under Coach Wico, and a very young program for Coon Rapids. So they will be back, and they will be expected to be even stronger next season.
Yeah, certainly never fun when you lose and your season goes, especially for the seniors. But you're right; they'll take some really good learning lessons into this in next season and hope to grow.
But that will do it for this edition of CTN Sports. It's only boys basketball from here on out. We'll have their regular season finale on Friday against Rogers, and then we'll follow them into the playoff brackets. But that's going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. Again, the final score is Blaine 63, Coon Rapids 43. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying good night.